Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to Wednesday's literacy lesson. And today we're going to be continuing our story from yesterday, and we're going to be writing about the resolution in our story. So here's our top sheet as we usually start. So we're writing about how to protect others, and we're going to share our writing with the children within Key Stage 1. We're going to make sure we've got capital letters, finger spaces, full stops, question marks, exclamation marks, commas in lists, apostrophes for omission, and apostrophes for possession in there. Okay, we're going to move on to our spellings. I'm going to try and do something a little bit different because this is the third day that we've had them. So I'm going to just try and put a spotlight on the spellings, and I'm going to move it around so that we can have a go at practicing some of the words. So you can see we've got one word already highlighted here. So it's the word floor. So I'm going to cover it up again. And I'd like you to try and write the word floor from memory. You might also have a go at trying to put that word into a sentence. So see what you can write. If you're writing a sentence, make sure that you include a capital letter and a full stop. Okay, how did you go? Oh, the next word sneaking along. It begins with a p sound. Can you remember it? It's the word pour. Again, I'm going to hide it. See if you can write down that word from memory, or if you want to really challenge yourselves, put it into a sentence. Right, let's go down here. This is one word from our story, beginning with a aid, mermaid. It's disappeared. Have a go at writing that word, and you might want to challenge yourself to build a sentence with it. So the mermaid sat on the jagged rock. Oh, I remember this is where our GC conjunction is. Can you remember the mnemonic for it? Big elephants can always understand small elephants. So now have a go at writing the word because. And all the way back up here, here's our final one. It's the word door. So have a go at writing the word door from memory. Okay, let's take off the spotlight and hopefully we can return to our normal flip chart. Hooray! So we're back here where we always start our lesson with our oral retelling of the story. So if I just move my camera up to the top. So I'm going to retell it with some actions, and then you might want to pause the video and have a go at retelling it as well using your own actions. So this is our innovated story. It's the story with the storm mermaid. So it goes like this. Noi lived with his dad and 6 cats by the sea. Every day, Noi's dad left early for a long day's work on his fishing boat. He wouldn't be home until it was dark. One night, a great storm raged around their house. In the morning, Noi went down to the beach to see what had been left behind. As he walked along the shore, he spotted something in the distance. As he got closer, Noi could not believe his eyes. It was a little mermaid, washed up on the sand. Noi wondered what he could do. He knew that it wasn't good for a mermaid to be out of the water. I must be quick, he thought. Noi did everything he could to make the mermaid feel at home. He told her stories about life on the island. Noi sang her cheerful sea shanties. The mermaid was an excellent listener. The night was drawing in and it was growing dark. Noi worried that his dad would be angry about having a mermaid in the bath. Somehow, Noi kept his secret safe all evening. He even managed to sneak some salty seaweed for his mermaid supper. Noi carefully combed her long, shimmering hair, but he knew it couldn't last. Noi's dad wasn't angry. He hadn't noticed that Noi was lonely. But he said they must take the mermaid back to the sea where she belonged. He knew it was the right thing to do. But it was really hard to say goodbye. He was glad that his dad was there with him. Noi often thought about the storm mermaid. He hoped that one day soon he would see his friend again. So stop now if you would like to have a go at orally retelling your story with your actions. Okay, so here we are with our story mountain, and we're on the third day of our writing. And if you notice, I've highlighted this part here, the resolution, because that's the part that we're going to be writing about today. So it's when Noi does tell his father about the storm mermaid, and his dad isn't cross. And his dad actually, I think, probably feels a little bit guilty because he hadn't realised that Noi was feeling so lonely. His dad had been so busy doing his fishing that he just hadn't noticed how Noi was feeling. Okay, so this is the part we're going to write about, the resolution today. So these are the things you're going to need, like you've needed all week: your story mountain, your story map, and the ideas you innovated for how Noi could look after that storm mermaid. And there they are there. Okay, so here is my model text for us to have a look at and unpick today. And if you remember, I'm just going to flick forward. If you remember, this is our success criteria that we're going to be using. So we're going to be checking for capital letters, full stops, ENPs, those expanded noun phrases. Have we got any question marks, exclamation marks, clear beginning, middle and end? Now we're getting towards the end in our writing, and there's the apostrophe. So let's go back and I'll read you the model text. I need to just move myself again, otherwise you won't be able to read it. So it says, Noi did everything he could to make the mermaid feel at home. He told her stories about life on the island. Noi sang her cheerful sea shanties. The mermaid was an excellent listener. The night was drawing in and it was growing dark. So I'm just going to use my highlighting pen so that I can show you some EMPs there. So I've put that he told her cheerful sea shanties, and that the mermaid was an excellent listener. Okay, I'm just sat here thinking, I wonder if I can improve this at all. And I just wonder if we could put an adjective in here to describe the stories. So I might add the word exciting. Now that's not in our model text. That's okay, we can have a go playing around and pinch ideas from different places and try to make it even better. You'll notice that every sentence starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Okay, so let's move on to the next bit. Noi was worried that his dad would be angry about having a mermaid in the bath. Somehow, Noi kept his secret safe all evening. He even managed to sneak some salty seaweed for his mermaid. Right, let's go back to my highlighting pen again. And there we've got another EMP, salty seaweed for her. Noi carefully combed her long, shimmering hair. Wow, another ENP. But he knew it couldn't last. There's an apostrophe that we've used. And that's an apostrophe for omission, because actually we could have written could not last, but we chose to write couldn't. Noi's dad wasn't angry. So two more apostrophes being used there. Noi's there is an apostrophe for possession because it's the dad belonging to Noi. And wasn't here, that's an apostrophe for omission because we could have written was not. He hadn't noticed that Noi was lonely. Again, an apostrophe for omission because it's saying had not noticed that Noi was lonely. But he said they must take the mermaid back to the sea where it belonged. Now I'm just going to try to change the colour of my highlighter. See if it's blue, see how that one goes. Yeah, so there were just a couple of other words that I wanted to highlight for you. They're not in our success criteria, but these are words which actually will help to improve your writing if you can add them in. So we've got this word carefully. Now, I don't know if you can spot the suffix we've got at the end of that word, but it's an ly suffix, which means that this word is an adverb. So it tells you how he combed her hair. If you put adverbs in, it just helps to make your writing a little bit more interesting. Let me see if I can change it to one more colour. I don't want it to be too dark. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight as well that obviously we're writing our story and it's written in the past tense. So most common words will have ed at the end of them when they're written in the past tense. So for example, here we can see the word worried, which because worry, the root word ends in a Y, you've had to change the I. You've had to change the Y to an I to write the word worried. Okay, can we spot any more? I miss doing this with all of you together in the classroom. This is the bit when I get so excited when we're doing our writing. So here we go. If we read along, we've got the word managed with an ED at the end. Now let's keep going, scanning through the text. Noi carefully combed. There you've got the ED at the end. He knew it couldn't last. Knew is in the past tense, but it's an irregular past tense word. So it changes completely. Noi's dad wasn't angry. He hadn't noticed, ED at the end, that Noi was feeling lonely. But he said they must take the mermaid back to the sea where it belonged, and there's our ED at the end. Now as well, I mean, if we were doing this all together, I'm sure some of you would be like putting your hands up, desperate to tell me different ways that we could improve this writing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you've got when you share your writing with me on Dojo. So I'm going to move on to the next page, which is where you're going to need to stop the video in order to do your writing today. So I've just put the short dates here, so that's going to go in the margin of your writing book. The success criteria is still up here for you to see, and here's the word bank that might be of some help to you. All right, so happy writing, and remember we are all so looking forward to seeing your work on Dojo. And yeah, we're just really interested to see how this piece of extended writing goes. So yeah, try your best, everybody. All right, take care.